Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Pain does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Prepare!
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to License to View. It's a podcast on the internet. Of course, when I start talking, my dog wants to start fucking barking. He's quiet the whole goddamn time. Starts barking now. Hey, stop doing that. Relax. It's okay. It's raining here in Charleston.
Yeah, it's raining here too, man. It's fucking pouring downhill.
Past few days, man, it's been drenched.
Honestly, today's the worst day. Like yesterday wasn't that bad, but today I came back from the gym and it just started opening up. The sky just opened up. It was awful.
It's the opposite, man. You went to the gym today. I had to go to work. I'm off today, but I had to go to the shooting range to qualify with our rifles.
Oh, okay.
Even though I haven't been qualified there yet at my current job, so I get there. I'm there at 6:30 in the morning. At around 7, we're supposed to go in the range at around 7:15 to go shoot. My captain walks over to me and goes, Jason, do you want to practice handgun, or do you want to go home? I go, why? Oh, because you're not qualified with rifle, so you can't shoot today.
Oh, my God.
But I was like, but you guys have known that for at least 2 weeks now, so why did I come here in the first place? But hey, Guys, this is License to View. This is the LTV, man. This is a weekly podcast, generally speaking, where two best friends get together, talk about pop culture on the internet. It's been a couple weeks, not because we haven't tried, because of technology.
Yeah. We have tried. We've tried very hard, and every time technology has failed us.
In the past month, we have recorded 3 episodes completely done, and then something happens to make that episode not work.
Yeah. Oh my God! That first time that happened when we were talking about wrestling, that broke my heart. That was a good episode. Yeah, man.
Well, even last week we did it, and it was an hour and 47 minutes, and it was still good. But then I checked the playback, and I have your audio, but none of mine.
Oh my God! Every time, dude, something. Hopefully this time it works.
Well, we'll see. We're using a new service, guys. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna try. We're gonna see what happens. Yeah. But as it always goes with the podcast, to start out the show, we talk about what we've been up to, checking out, playing, reading. So, Zach, what have you been up to in the past week, if anything?
So, I've been up to a couple of things. So, I have to start off with the thing that I think, you know what? I'll save that bit. So, the first thing is that I watched Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Okay.
This movie blows, which is sad for me to say.
Really?
Because I love... So, the story blows. The creature designs are great. I love all the creature stuff. The way that they adapted the scary stories into a movie is awesome. The writing's fucking terrible. It's bad, MTV, late 2000s writing. The trailer had... I knew the writing was going to be bad because I watched the trailer. And it had one of the cringiest lines ever, which was... the girl was talking. She was like, "You don't read the book reads you." And I was like, ugh, gross.
Yeah.
But overall, the creature designs were great. Story's not bad. It's just not fantastic. It's not a movie that I could definitely see this being a movie that I would watch during Halloween. It's a trick or treat type of thing where it's I wouldn't watch it whenever, but it's definitely you're feeling in the spooky spirit. You could pop in a Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and have a decent time.
Was it better or worse than Goosebumps?
I would say it was probably... Goosebumps is hard because Goosebumps was cheesy, but in an endearing way.
Right.
I would put this on it was probably trying to go for the same type of audience that likes Alone in the Dark, or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Right.
try to go for that kind of audience. It definitely looks better than Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think its storytelling is about on par with it. I think it has that same level of writing.
Were you a fan of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I liked it a lot. Honestly, more than Goosebumps, I remember watching Are You Afraid of the Dark as a kid on Nickelodeon. I fucking loved that shit. So, yeah.
I feel like Goosebumps was like, hey, are you kind of into maybe creepy stuff, or are you, because Are You Afraid of the Dark was like, hey, if you liked this show when you were a kid, you grew up to like horror films.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like 'cause Are You Afraid of the Dark was like creepier.
I would say that. I think one of the I think it's definitely the more mature version of like that. Which, I mean, it's still like a fucking kids show, but I mean, of the two of you've got like it definitely gets closer to me to like a Tales from the Crypt, or like what was the other one? Not Tales. There was another show. Oh, Tales from the Dark Side was like the other one, where it was like, it was like if you grew up like watching, if you liked watching Are You Afraid of the Dark, you definitely, like, when you got older, you probably dipped into like Tales from the Crypt and like Tales from the Dark Side, and like the Friday the 13th had like that series that had nothing to do with Friday the 13th at all, which was very strange.
Right.
But yeah, I think Goosebumps was definitely just like the kids thing.
Did you ever watch Scaredy Camp?
No, I didn't. What is that? I've never heard of that.
Okay, so this was a reality show on Nickelodeon in like the early 2000s.
Oh, the heyday of reality shows.
They had a bunch of like kids on Nickelodeon who would have like chest mounted cameras, and they had to go through and compete against other teams at a summer camp at nighttime, and like walk through like, like cabins or whatever. I remember being a kid when that came out. So obviously 2001, I was probably like prime demo for that. I was probably like, I don't know, fucking 10 or something. Yeah. And I remember being like, yo, I would never do this. Nothing, you couldn't pay me enough money. Yeah. I feel like if I watched it now, I wouldn't give a shit.
I don't know.
Or obviously I'm fucking 26.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard because it's like, that gives me the same feelings that it's like people who love to go to like Scarowinds or like the Universal Studios has their like haunted mazes or all that shit. I don't fuck with any of that shit because it's like
no way.
Fucking Boone Hall in Charleston has like the same type of thing, and I went like one time and I like almost fucking like ran my brother over because some person popped out, and I like fucking like almost like literally knocked my brother over to like get away from like somebody that like popped out from behind a corner. So it's like, I don't know. I like movies and like TV shows, but I don't really fuck with like the real life like horror shit. I don't know. That gets me too much.
It's like, well, like Scaredy Camp. I'm flipping through some YouTube video, the first episode right now. Yeah. And it's like just all flooding back to me.
Yeah.
Because even like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh yeah.
Like the final challenge was like run through the temple, and they have all those people who would like jump out and scare you. I was like, I remember watching that show being like, yo, first off, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that shit. I don't know.
Two, if I would watch that show and then go do that show, and I would be like kicking people in the dick, man. Oh, like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
I've been getting kicked off the show for like punching some dude in the face who like tried to jump around the corner or something like that. Like, yeah,
that's a bummer. I mean, you were hyped for that movie, man.
I was, dude, and I mean, I mean, you can definitely tell that, like, I mean, the best part of the movie is the part that clearly Guillermo had the most to do with, which is the creature designs, which are, and a lot of them are practical, and, like, there are parts in that movie where, like, the creatures are showing up, and it's, like, fucking, like, terrifying. Like, there's the one scene with,
the fucking,
the pale woman,
what's the monster?
There's, like, the pale woman in, like, the red hallway, and it's, like, it's, like, one of the scariest fucking scenes, because you just, like, know she's gonna, like, fucking kill this kid. And then he, like, gets to the part where she,
do
like,
kids die?
Oh, yeah. There's, like, multiple kids die in this fucking movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it definitely doesn't steer away from it. I mean, one of the first kills was with the scarecrow monster, and it, like, he, like, fucking stabs his kid, and the kid gets turned into a scarecrow. It's, like, fucking terrifying if you're a kid.
Who wrote these books? Alvin Schwartz.
Yeah, Alvin Schwartz. Well, that was the other reason I was hyped for it, because as a kid, I remember checking these out from the library, like, all the time, and, like, reading these stories, and they were, like, fucking terrifying. And before I watched the movie, like, a couple of days beforehand, I'd went back and, like, listened to, somebody had done, like, the audio recording of, like, a bunch of the stories. So I went back and, like, listened to a few of them, and some of them are still, like, pretty scary. I mean, some of them are not. Some of them are, like, eh. But there are some that are, like, pretty terrifying.
Well, the art is creepy.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing that always attracted my attention to it as a kid, was like seeing the art, and like, yeah, some of the illustrations that go with these stories are like just straight up terrifying.
Who directed this movie?
It was the guy who did The Haunting of Jane Doe or whatever. I don't know what other movies he did besides that. I think that was like his one movie.
I have his list right here.
Yeah.
Autopsy of Jane Doe and Troll Hunter.
Oh, I never watched Troll Hunter.
Neither did I, but clearly he...
No.
I mean, whatever. What else you been up to, man?
So, this was a horror week for me. So,
wow.
This is the moment I was saving for you. You're going to be proud of me. You're going to be super proud of me. I became a big boy this week. I watched chapter 1 of It with my buddy. Fucking terrifying movie. I'll never watch it again. Dude,
what?
I was watching it, so I didn't watch it by myself. I went. Our morning anchor is a guy that I'm becoming good friends with, and so I was talking about it after I recorded the podcast last week. I went and hung out with him, and I told him how you've been giving me shit for not watching part 1, and he was like, "Yeah." So he started giving me shit too, and I was like, "Fine, I'll fucking watch it with you." So I went to his apartment Sunday, and we watched it after I got off work, and it was the fucking clown, dude. The only parts that terrified me were the parts with the fucking clown. He has those fucking shark-like teeth, and he bites a little boy's arm off. And then he pops out of a goddamn projection screen and is a goddamn giant. And I was terrified out of my... I looked over at my buddy, and I was like, if I was not watching this with you, I would not have finished this movie. Because that movie would have immediately been shut off, and I'd never pick it up again. Because that part is legitimately fucking terrifying. That shit is straight out of my goddamn nightmares.
Man, I watched that movie expecting it to be scary. I watched it and I go, this ain't shit, man.
That's all. I mean, most of it's not. Like any of the other parts where it's like the projections and stuff, like the stuff with like the leper, I was like, that's not scary at all. I mean, it's a good design for like the disease dude, but it's like not scary.
If you go and watch like the trailer for the part 2 that's been released on YouTube recently, like the most current one they've been running, it almost seems like it's like an action movie or like just a straight up like adult Stranger Things. It's like I've thought about this since we.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be like, I thought about this since I left Derry.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. We gotta finish what we started. Like, okay, are you gonna like shoot a gun or something? Like, what are we doing?
I want one of them to have a slingshot and they fucking pelt him in the face with a rock that's made out of silver or some shit.
But even though it was scary for you, did you like it?
I liked it a lot. I mean, I definitely get where everybody's coming from. It's definitely the adult Stranger Things, and it's a very good movie. I don't do clowns, and I could not do clowns. And
well,
I'm gonna watch part 2.
When we did the podcast last time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you definitely have to. But when we did the podcast last time, I mentioned that to me the only thing that's weird, creepy about the movie is that it's the way they animate his body in unproportional human ways. That's the only thing. But other than that, it's not even scary to me. It's just creepy.
Well, and that was the number one thing that terrified me in the new trailers. They have that scene with that grandma, and she's got like you see her doing like some weird body like flex. Her body is moving in ways the body should not move, and that's fucking terrifying.
Right.
To me as well. But other than that, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm hoping there's just not as much clown, because I know once they're adults, he doesn't show up as a clown as much. I mean, they've got the spider shit, and I know that the guy who's directing it, I don't even remember his name, but the one who's directing it has basically said that like all the weird shit that happens in the books is going to happen in the new movie. So I don't know, we'll see.
So they're going to talk to like a talking turtle or some shit?
Yeah, they're going to do like the turtle shit and like all of the like interdimensional stuff, and he's going to be like a starfish or some other shit. I can't even remember. I know, and that was the thing where it was like, and that's why, I mean, it's like nothing in the movie like surprised me, because I know the whole story of it, because like even though I didn't read the book, like I've gone through the Wikipedia pages, I know everything with like the turtle and the spider and like all of that shit, and so nothing surprises me. I don't know. Seeing the design of that fucking clown, dude, gets me. I don't know why. It's always gotten me.
I feel like I read the Wikipedia page of the story too. I really feel like he had a decent idea there, and then he just like went off the rails by making it be by being an interdimensional like alien being.
Well, it's my problem with all of his stories for the most part. The one of his stories recently that I read that I really enjoyed was fuck, what was it called? It was like his Frankenstein-ass story.
Okay.
I can't even remember what it was called, but it was like, it's got like a lightning bolt with like a house on it, and like, fuck me, dude, I'm gonna figure out what the hell this movie was called. But it was like one of his only like recent books that I'd read that I had actually really enjoyed it, because he didn't get crazy with it. Like, I mean, it was still like out there. I mean, Stephen King, so it was like some super revival is what it's called. It was a really good, it was like probably one of his better books that I've read in a while. But it was like, even his out there idea was like not like crazy out there. Like, it wasn't like an interdimensional like Leviathan fucking Lovecraft type monster. Like, it was like supernatural, but not like crazy supernatural. But that's like the problem with most of his stories that I have, which is like a lot of the times he has like really good ideas, and then he doesn't know what to do with them, and so he like just does like some weird crazy shit out of nowhere.
I think my big issue too, which I completely agree with what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I feel like too, like I like where The Shining went with Doctor Sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Sleep, right? Is what
Yeah.
it's called?
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea of him being like, it's a power that affects other people. Because to me, it's straight up fucking Dean Koontz, Odd Thomas.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what The Shining is. Like, it's
Yeah.
Odd Thomas.
Yeah.
It's Odd Thomas, but not Odd Thomas,
Right.
without being quirky in first person or whatever.
Yeah.
And to me, that's why that movie is so interesting to me. I haven't read the book because I don't read Stephen King books because I don't read Stephen King.
Yeah.
Even though I would think I would really enjoy parts of Dark Tower, I will not spend the time of day to read those books because, the dude writes a gangbang of children, and then now we forget the gangbang of children happened.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants to act like it happened,
Yeah.
even though it clearly happened.
Yeah.
But okay. So yeah, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud you watched it. 'Cause I think it's a decent movie. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a decent movie.
Yeah, I think it's a good movie. I think it's definitely, it's not a bad movie in any way. It was just that hurdle for me, so it was just getting over that. But I had a fun time watching it. It's not it's not like boring or anything like that. And the writing's decent, and all the child actors are really good. So I'm excited to see flashbacks with them. Although fucking Finn Wolfhard, every fucking movie he's in, he's just a fucking asshole. That's like his character type. Because it's like even in season 1 of Stranger Things, he's just a fucking asshole.
Do we think that is not the character, just him?
Yeah, what I think. Like, it's like everybody's like, oh, that's how he is, so it's just how we have to write the character. He can't do anything else.
They just write them that way. So
yeah.
Who is he in? He's Bill Hader?
Yeah, Bill Hader is his grown-up version, yeah. And then
obviously,
fucking
McAvoy
James McAvoy
is
is the character that nobody cares about, the stuttering Bill or whatever.
The main character.
I'm excited to see James McAvoy with a stutter.
But he's the main character, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Chastain is obviously the girl.
Yeah, Beverly. Yeah.
Beverly.
Yeah.
And then doesn't someone die before part 2 takes place?
Well, somebody dies. Somebody's going to die at the very beginning of the movie. It's fucking if I remember correctly, it's the Jewish kid who dies. He's like the first of the
Of course he does.
He's the first of the the Losers Club to die. Like, and he's like, in the book, he's like the person that dies that like gets them to all like come back together because they're like, oh, he died and it was fucking it and blah blah blah. I don't know. They kind of didn't touch on that in like the trailer at all, but I'm assuming they're gonna have that scene because basically he commits suicide and then writes like it's back on his bathroom wall or some shit like that. So
right. Okay. Well, besides that, anything else you've been checking out, dude?
Nothing else movie-wise. I've been playing a couple of games. So, I'm in an FGC group on Facebook. So last night we did a couple of friendlies in Tekken 7, which I really like because I play Armor King. Strong style all day, baby. So I had fun with that, getting back into that game. That fucking Tekken character, I'm so excited for the new Tekken character, Leroy or whatever the fuck his name, Kung Fu Jesus. So I've been trying to get back in. Oh yeah, dude. He looks like a lot of fun. He looks like he kind of looks like what is the Lawrence Fishburne or not Lawrence Fishburne? Forrest Whitaker character, the Ghost Dog or whatever. He looks like that.
Oh right, yeah.
He's like a kung fu guy
Okay.
who has like massive dreads and all that shit. He looks super dope. So I'm excited to play him.
Okay.
And so I've been jumping back into that game, and then I've been playing Apex Legends because they did the solo shit, and I really like playing solo version because I don't got a lot of people who have PS4. So it's been fun to like do that. Plus, I think it's funner to like just go in and along yourself and like see how far you can get. I can usually get to like top 20 at least. I haven't got top 5 yet, but I've been getting to like top 20, top 10 most of the games. I haven't played too many, but yeah, that's a lot of fun too.
Cool.
Yeah.
I downloaded Apex
Yeah.
on my Xbox and my PlayStation, so I'm
Nice.
playing on both.
Yeah.
And I downloaded it and it took forever. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
got it and I loaded up. And the first thing I loaded into a lobby before, because I got it before Solo came out, like
Right.
like a couple days before Solo came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I load into a game, and the first thing that I hear are 2 8-year-olds berating me
God,
about
dude.
what I'm doing.
Yeah. I hate that
Or
shit,
like,
dude.
no, you got to go this way. And one kid said, "Stop taking all the loot." I'm like, what? I'm just grabbing shit.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time I've ever played a battle royale game. I
Yeah,
never played
no.
Fortnite. I never
First of
played
all-
Blackout. I never played
Yeah.
PUBG.
First of all, when it comes to loot and shit like that, I'm grabbing fucking everything because I'm fucking surviving. You tell,
Yeah.
it's a team game, but you gotta look out for number one, baby.
But also, just like I felt like I was that old guy in Call of Duty 4 when I was playing Call of Duty 4, being like, "Man, this guy is fucking old. He's so slow."
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was playing like, and my hands were like, just couldn't get to the buttons fast enough, man. I was like, I was so
Damn,
fucking
son.
like lost.
You lost your
It's fucked up.
you lost your trigger finger.
Well, before that, I was playing Overwatch for a long time, so I was playing on
Yeah.
WASD. You know, so going back to a controller
That's
was
true,
like,
yeah.
super weird for me. But
Yeah,
I've been
going from
playing
PC
it a little
going
bit.
from
I'm
Twitch
really,
shooters
it's really
to
fun.
consoles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I mean, all this paywall bullshit that's happening recently is kind of annoying. Have you seen that shit?
What bullshit? No, I haven't seen it.
Apex fans are all freaked out because I guess EA is putting a bunch of like items or skins or whatever over like under massive paywalls,
Oh, are they? Oh,
like massive ass shit.
That's kind of
things.
stupid.
And of course, obviously, it's a free to play game, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, I mean, I'm giving you my time, my effort to play the game. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe have skins cost money, but don't make them cost like however much fucking $200 or whatever the fuck that is.
Oh, I see. It's like a
some
melee
shit.
weapon or something like that. That's like apparently like $170 or some shit. Yeah.
Now, is it a play to win item or is it a skin? Like I
don't
didn't do the
know.
research to see.
So it's I
So
don't
if it's
want to
a
open it up because it's like a video. I don't know. Let's see.
If it's a play to win item, then that's ridiculous. Because that's bullshit. That makes the game not fun.
Yeah. Let's see here. Scrolling through the video.
It has to be just a skin. It has to be.
Kinda
If they were
looks like just a
smart,
skin. Let me see.
if
Scrolling
they were
through the
fucking
video.
smart, it would just
What
be
do
a
we got?
skin.
They got collection skins. Let's see.
Apex.
Oh, here's the axe.
Apex Legends players are teaming up to ruin solo mode. Is the most recent article from Kotaku.
What? First
I
of
guess
all,
people are like playing together to like beat the game.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, there's probably on a Discord or something like that, and then
Okay,
they're
here we
probably
go.
like teaming up. Yeah.
Apex rare item paywall.
Let's see.
I see a video from Yang Ye, so I don't want to watch it. Here we go.
Oh, you
see-
know,
I
the
guess-
other thing that I've been watching or playing, I forgot to mention this, is that I downloaded No Man's Sky and I started playing that, and that's a lot of fun too. Especially they just
Was it
did
free?
like a. No, but I bought it. There's a sale on PlayStation right now, so it was like $20 or something like that, and they've just released like a whole new update for it that does like creature riding and a bunch of like cool other shit, and so I'm excited to like hop back into that because I haven't hopped back into it since that update went live like yesterday or something like that. So I'm excited to see all the new stuff, but it was pretty fun from the little bit that I played. Played it for like a couple hours.
I like the concept of that game, but I didn't play because it had such a bad rap when it came out.
Yeah, it got a really bad rap, but I mean,
Okay,
everything that I've been seeing about it is that recently all the updates they've been doing is like they put in some, basically everything that people complained about they've started to add in. So At least they're
I
listening.
guess it says that it's a weapon skin, but it's like a rare skin, but it's like $170 worth of loot boxes behind for a skin or something like that.
Yeah, it's like you have to collect from the little bit of the video that I heard. You have to collect like every part of like this event or something like that to be able to get it, and it's like ridiculous.
I mean, I'm fine with that if it's like not necessary to the game to win or give you an edge. If it's just a skin, then I don't even fucking give a fuck about a skin. Like, the game's still free. Like, I remember I paid money, like for Overwatch. I paid for Overwatch, and then I would pay like $100 or whatever the fuck to buy like 50 loot boxes, or $60 or whatever, so I can get up to the new skins for different events because I wanted the skins. So I was willing to pay the money for them because I wanted the costumes. But with Apex, if it's free, then it's still free. Now, if the skin changes your ability or gives you an additional skill or a trait,
it doesn't look like it does. It
whatever.
Just looks like it's a cool looking axe, which I mean is fine. But it's like, don't make it cost $170. Like, that's kind of stupid.
Well, I mean, they don't make it cost $170 because that's dumb business. But at the same time, it could be if they came out and said, "Hey, we're going to give you a new Wraith skin that makes her look like a schoolgirl, but it's going to cost you $500." I'm going to say, "Okay, well, I'm not going to buy it. I don't care. I choose what my dollar goes." Now, if they said, "Hey, I'm going to have this new caustic skin that's going to give you extra, DPS for something else," well, then that's different. That changes the game to pay to win, not free to play. That's the problem.
That's the one thing that they've been doing really well is that nothing's been pay to win. It's just like cool looking stuff, which I'm fine with for the most part. I mean, they do have some cool looking skins. So,
see, I think a lot of their gun skins are super. They're just color swaps. I want like
a lot of their gun skins. They have
some
but
cool
as far
ones.
As character skins, they've got some cool stuff. Like I play Mirage a lot, and one of his like high tier skins like looks really fucking cool.
See, I don't even have I don't have enough points to get those characters yet, dude.
Oh damn, dude. Well, for the
I still have the ones they give you.
For the characters, a lot of it you just have to spend money on it. It's like $5 or something like that.
See, I'm not doing that, man.
But I only unlocked one. I was like, Mirage is cool and his powers are cool. So he was the only one that I was like, I'm willing to spend money on you and like nobody else.
Like, and honestly, I think the problem with Apex 2 for me is that, because I'm enjoying the game, and again, I haven't played Battle Royales at all, is that I think most of the characters in the game to me are kind of whatever. They remind me of like rejects.
No,
like
Overwatch
Overwatch
most of them kind of
rejects.
suck. Yeah, most of them are not. I mean, most of them the powers that they get like one ability, and most of the time it's like not that good, except for Lifelines, which gives you health back. That's like the most useful ability that you have. But the other ones are like kind of like
well, just like on a pure visual level, like they look like rejects from a 2007 shooter that just weren't that wasn't popular. Like, I feel like I would see that game in that, like I would see some of these characters in like fucking Haze, like that really shitty shooter game that came out like 10 years ago or whatever. I mean, like a lot of the designs are like Wraith's design is fine because it looks like she's a ninja, like an anime ninja.
Well, Bangalore's is
Lifeline is cool. Yeah, and Bangalore's is generic, but I like her design. I think she's cool looking. Yeah. I think Caustic looks stupid. I think Mirage looks cool, but I feel like every other one is a miss, whereas like only like two of the designs of the characters actually look kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I think Pathfinder is such a great character in terms of like abilities to play the game.
Yeah.
But the design of that character is just fucking. It's just Bastion from Overwatch.
Yeah.
And
it's basically Bastion, but without a turret mode or whatever,
Yeah, but instead you get like a little screen that makes a face on it, and that's kind of like, okay, I don't fucking care about that.
Yeah.
But so I've been playing that a little bit here and there, but other than that, man, it's been books.
Oh yeah, dude.
I've been doing a lot of reading. I'm about to do a new phase of a book challenge.
Lay it on me, dude.
It's going to be the new school year's coming up, and I'm not in school or anything, but August is here. School's coming up. It's going to be, my goal is to read every Tom Clancy book by Christmas.
Okay, that's
because
that's a lot.
It's a lot. In my book, my Goodreads book challenge is I'm halfway done. My goal was 35 books.
Okay,
which is not a lot. I'm at like 15, 16 right now. I'm on my 17th one right now. So I guess halfway now. If I can read every Tom Clancy book that he wrote, not that other people wrote, but the ones that Tom Clancy actually wrote, there's probably like 10 or 12, maybe. it would put me to completing. So I have until December. The problem is that his books are so dense and so big that it's going to be a grind. Because I was reading a book called Open Carry, which is about a U.S. Marshal character. And I'm not digging it. I'm not really liking it. So I'm gonna maybe finish it and just binge through it. Probably not. We'll see. But what I did do is I bought myself a little gift. Because I've been reading books on my phone. Because I don't really read physical books. It's just hard for me to read at work and stuff.
Right.
So I bought a Amazon Kindle Paperwhite, which is like their new Kindle.
Nice.
And it's like $130, but you can pay in increments. So now I'm paying 26 monthly installments.
They let you pay in increments? That's nice.
Yeah, so I'm paying $26 a month for like 5 months or however the fuck the math is. Well, I'm excited to get it. I'm excited to get. Yeah, I'm excited to get it because apparently it helps your eyes better. It helps like it look like paper, so it like helps your eyes with like the it's called e-ink. So I'm super hyped, man. But other than that, other than reading stupid books, I've been working on my own book again.
Okay. How's that going?
Zach, when my book's done, will you be a beta reader for me?
Yeah, for sure, dude.
You know, I need people to read my shit and tell me it's bad, but
dude, I'm sure it won't be bad. No, but yeah, for sure, dude. You send it my way, and I'll definitely read it.
But yeah, I appreciate that, man. Other than that, that's really I've done nothing. I've watched no shows. I thought about watching the show SWAT with the guy from Criminal Minds, but I haven't.
Huh?
I thought
about the black guy, right? What's his name?
Yeah, the black guy, like Shamar or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Shamir Moore or something. Hold on, let me look at my list. I have usually a running list of things that I've been checking out, but I don't think I updated it. So
well, you know what's coming out this weekend that we're definitely going to talk about.
What's that?
Well, I also have to catch up on it. Mindhunter Season 2 just dropped, baby.
Oh, today?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I know what I'm doing for the rest of the day.
Hell yeah, dude.
Not watching that. Because that shit, I'm gonna watch it, obviously. But that first season, dude, was so disappointing to me.
Yeah. That's what I heard. A lot of people are just it ended on like a note that was just very disappointing, yeah.
Oh, you didn't end up watching it?
I didn't finish it, so I've gotten like, I think the last time I stopped it, I was like 5 or 6 episodes in.
It's cool, but not cool. Like, they had some stuff good going on, it's super David Fincher, and then you're like, okay, this is setting up for our good stuff, and then no one dies.
Damn, that's kind of disappointing.
No one gets killed. There's no killer. And I'm like, what the... And they are hinting at killing a killer. They will cut to scenes... I'm not trying to spoil it for you. But they cut to scenes... I've seen
a couple of those scenes where they have scenes in, like, fucking Iowa or some shit. And it's like...
Yeah, there'll be a scene like some guy breaking into a house.
Yeah.
Right. And they have a guy, like, breaking into a house or whatever, but they don't show anything else. And I'm like, I don't... Season 2 has to have, like, bodies.
Yeah.
It has to have some fucking, like, some shit. I need some, like, 7 level David Fincher, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure, dude.
Well, that's all I've been doing, man. Okay. So let's go ahead and dip it into the news.
Yes.
Which I see you have a topic here you wanted to mention.
I do have a topic, because,
well, take it away, dude.
So, as a man who works in news, you know, recently we had those mass shootings in Dayton, Ohio, and El Paso, which are terrible. They're awful. Fucking 31 people have died. Many more have been injured. It's a terrible situation. And people are taking the wrong lesson out of this. And it's something that I've been seeing popping a lot on social media and from politicians and all this other shit. And I see, as a pop culture podcast, I feel like we are the most apt to talk about this said topic, which is, do violence in video games, pop culture movies, all this kind of stuff, do these things cause violence in real life? And I think we both agree that it fucking doesn't, and people need to grow the fuck up.
Right. So is your topic just the question of that?
Yeah, just the question of that in general. It's just I don't understand where it's like, I just don't, because it's a thing that gets brought up almost every time there's a mass shooting. People try to blame Call of Duty or Apex Legends or some other BS big topic game of the time, and I just don't understand why people think that, like, I don't understand how people have such little opinion of others that it's like they were like, oh, you're gonna play Call of Duty, you're gonna go out and shoot somebody. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
can you at least meet those people halfway, or even give them an olive branch, and say that it can desensitize people to violence?
I think that there's I'll meet the halfway, which I do think that there are certain people that are more susceptible to those type of things. I definitely think there are people who are, they might have something going on mentally or something like that, and so I think there are definitely situations where, where if they see a lot of violence, they get desensitized to stuff like that. But I mean, I will counterbalance, which is, me and you as, average Joe Americans, we've been growing around violence in, our fantasy stuff, our video games we've been dealing with all our life. Anime is violent at many points. I mean, we're big movie guys. Lots of, top movies that you see out there deal with violence. I mean, Godfather is like, assassinations and stuff like that. And so, it doesn't affect everybody. And so, I don't know. I'm willing to meet the halfway, but I also see people who aren't willing to do that and are willing to just make sweeping generalizations that this is the cause of all of our problems. Mm-hmm. Which leads into one of our news things.
Well,
one of the news things was that
Universal...
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, just to answer your question from my perspective on it, as on the same side as you, I completely agree. I think that's I think blaming anything on a media that you can choose to consume is it short-sighted, and it's a coward way to explain something that is multifaceted and layered. That saying that someone played Quake means that they shut up a school library, or they played Doom, so Columbine happened, or they listened to Marilyn Manson, so Columbine happened, or they listened to Metallica, so these three metalheads in Tennessee or wherever killed those kids, or wherever the hell they were at, Mississippi or Louisiana or whatever. Memphis 3 or whatever, stuff like that, or that applies to anything. If they listen to rap music, so they're gangbangers, I think that's a general broad stupid idea that what you enjoy, because listen, dude, I'm a person who is a Christian American who listens to literal satanic death metal. Yeah. Because the music sounds good, but doesn't mean I'm gonna go out there and skin a deer and cut a chicken's neck, So
you're not drawing the pentagram in the sand and trying to summon the Dark Lord. So.
Right, so when people say oh, well, you played Grand Theft Auto, so you're going to be desensitized to violence, maybe that's a sense, because look at with European, or look at British television, for example. Yeah. Where British television, they can't even show a bullet hitting somebody, but they will show nudity in a higher regard. Whereas here in America, we will show the violence, but we will not show sex. Yeah. So if that's the logic we're going to have, then you need to say, okay, if violent media changes perspective on desensitization of the act, that means that if you grew up in England or Norway and or Netherlands and you see a bunch of boobs on TV, well, maybe you're going to be a slut or a prostitute or something like that when you get older. That logic makes no sense. Yeah. And that's a stupid way to think about things. So as a police officer, which I don't want to bring up, but as someone who works in that line of work, I think it's a stupid cop out answer to say that, oh, these games do this, because if that's the case, then how come if games are so influential on someone's DNA or genetic makeup of their brain at the time, then why aren't people going in and joining the army to become Spec Ops soldiers after they played Call of Duty Black Ops? Yeah, 100%, dude. Why aren't more people flooding out to go join the military or the police agencies when they watch, Law and Order, or they watch True Detective? Why aren't people doing that? Because it's fiction. Yeah. It's fucking fiction, No one's playing Halo and going, I'm going to be an astronaut. It's fucking fiction. It's fiction. So fiction is what it is. Now, obviously that stuff has power. On a, as much as you give it, but if you start blaming everything on stuff like that, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, 100% agree.
And if something like that does change your mental makeup, then you probably have other underlying things that need to be worked on besides just, you played you played Gears of War 5, so now you
Yeah.
went and you shot up someone. Well, most likely you have other issues with your own person
Yeah, and I
besides
think
playing Gears of War
that's
5.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing for me is that a lot of people try to make it a singular issue and they try to make it a black and white thing. And the truth is that, you know, with a lot of these issues and with life in general, there's just a lot of gray area. And there's usually not just one thing that causes somebody to do something. Usually it's a series of things or, you know, just multiple different events or influences that, you know, take over somebody's life and cause them to do the things that they do.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, it's just flat out, you know, like what I was saying is like if it, because obviously media and books and stuff like that, they have an effect on people because
Yeah.
they just do. And like hell, I mean, if I wanted to be a cop my whole life, if not because my dad was a cop, but because I grew up watching Robocop.
Yeah.
Or I grew up watching, you know, detective shows. But me as a son who watched Robocop 1, 2, and 3 when I was way too young to watch Robocop. I mean, I was probably 7 when I saw Robocop 1 the first time ever. And my dad would let me rent it from Blockbuster every week because he knew I loved Robocop. Now, me as a person who's actually a real life badge and gun cop, am I walking up on a call going, freeze, dead or alive, you're coming with me? Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't fucking do that because guess what? That's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
And my dad knew that his son is probably, generally speaking, okay in the head. He can evaluate what's real and what's not real. So like you said earlier, like we're going to just like assume people are so stupid
Yeah.
that playing a game is going to change. I mean, it may be, hell, fucking maybe in 60 years when they check our brains of cancer waves because of cell phones, maybe they'll go, shit, games did something, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I mean,
think
yeah,
so.
it's just, I don't know. It's so disappointing that we still have to have this conversation that, like, we've been having basically since, like, Grand Theft Auto came out. It's like, it's the same conversation we've been having for, like, 15 years. It's just super disappointing.
But and I don't mean to get political about this because I don't want to be political on our pop culture fun podcast.
Yeah.
But if I don't stay up to date on news anymore.
Yeah.
But if the people who are yelling that the violence in pop culture are most likely from the left side of the aisle,
Yeah.
how come the people that run Hollywood and video game companies are also on that same side of the aisle?
Yeah.
Like, who makes movies? Not conservatives.
No.
Who
not for the
makes
most part.
Olympus Down or Olympus Has Fallen? You know,
Yeah.
who makes those movies? The Democrats do, like people who are democratically political. So
Yeah.
that's fine. That's perfectly fine because those movies are fun.
Yeah.
But you have there's a fascination with weaponry and guns and special operations that both sides of the aisle have. Just one side actually goes and buys the gun and shoots and learns to respect the gun. The other side looks at the gun and
Yeah.
writes it into a story. And then when real life happens, they say, "Oh, there's too much violence on TV." Yet you make the show.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
100%. So.
But what was the other thing you wanted to
this
mention?
Conversation. Oh, well, it just leads into the thing where it's Universal canceled this film called The Hunt, which was about rich people hunting down, you know, a bunch of people for, like, sport or something like that. It's basically, like, the most dangerous game in the film. Which is, like, I don't know. First of all, it's, like, it's already a concept that we've had before, but basically the reason that they decided to cancel it, they didn't go out right and say it, but it was basically because of the shootings and because people on social media had, like, started making outcries about it and blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. And it's just, like, movies.
Why? Who cares?
That's what I'm saying. Like, movies and books and television and video games are not the problem. Like, I don't know. It was super upsetting when I read that, and that was so. Yeah.
I don't understand. It's the most dangerous game is like a commentary.
Yeah. And then
Unlike,
clearly
you know,
this film was meant to be a commentary as well. And so the fact that it was like even a conversation that got brought up in arms is like, why? Like, this has nothing to do with what happened.
Yeah. Yet we still go ahead and we're still going to release that movie from Australia with the couple who get married and the girl has to fight the whole family and survive.
Oh yeah.
You see that fucking movie?
I want to watch that movie. That movie looks fun.
That's the same.
But
It's the
yeah,
same
it's
shit.
same
It's apparently
fucking
a black comedy.
Yeah, it's the same fucking. Well, it's the guy who
Apparently
did.
it's a black comedy, so it's like.
Yeah, isn't it the guy who did You're Next or whatever? Or it reminded me of You're Next.
I don't know. It looks like it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
I guess moving into less serious stuff.
Yeah.
What did you
Out of
want
the
to
serious
talk?
stuff.
Because most of this news is stuff that you grabbed, so I apologize. But what did you want to
No, you're
grab
good.
next?
So, I mean, one of the biggest things was that we have some new information about apparently the G.I. Joe movies are not dead, and they're going forward with them. And so, one of the biggest pieces of news is that we now have who will be the new Snake Eyes, because apparently it's not going to be the same person from the earlier G.I. Joe movies. And it's going to be the guy from Crazy Rich Asians, which I have not seen, but you recently did. So how do you feel about this?
I talked about it last week on the episode that we didn't get to put out.
Yeah.
I saw the movie. I think it's a fine movie. I don't think that it's as legendary as people need to make it.
Yeah.
I get in terms of having an all Asian cast make a lot of money at a box office. I get that's historic, and I appreciate that. But in terms of like being an actually historic film, it's going to be forgot about in terms of the story and writing. Maybe the novel's better. I have no idea. This guy's half Asian, so he's like me, and I feel like it's hard for the battle to get Asian leads if the leads go to guys whose names are not Asian.
Yeah.
Who are also clearly half white, which is perfectly fine because the guy's still Asian. I'm not saying he's not Asian. I'm not doubting his Asianness because obviously I'm also the same type of breed, half Asian.
Right.
But if this is going to be a battle that these people, Asian people in America, want to die on the hill to have more roles for Asian Americans, well, you gotta cast guys who are fucking. You gotta cast the guy who plays Storm Shadow.
Yeah. No, definitely.
From the last movie, the actual Korean guy. Like he looks like he's a good-looking guy. He's a decent actor. He's not a bad actor or anything. He's not. I don't think he's really built enough for Snake. Snake Eyes is generally a pretty big guy.
Pretty ripped, yeah.
I had no idea the movie's being directed by the guy who did Divergent and
Is that
R.I.P.D.
who it's being directed by? Ooh.
Oh no! I guess the guy's name is Robert Schwenke.
R.I.P.D.
Who directed? This is from the article he posted. The article you posted that he did the first two Divergent movies in R.I.P.D.
Well, those
Rough.
first two Divergent movies
Rough, man.
So yeah. Well, that's not good news. But,
Also, why are we doing? I get Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is a very popular character. I understand that.
yeah.
I feel like he's.
Well, they're doing a regular G.I. Joe
First
movie,
off,
too.
Snake Eyes never takes his mask off.
It's true, yeah. So it really doesn't matter who plays him. But
Are they really?
well, they're doing another one because
Yeah,
I saw
because Ray
another
Park, who played Darth.
Ray Park. Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh well, I just saw. I
Ray
didn't
Park
put it
played
in
him
the,
last time.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember. I didn't put it in the queue, but there was other news about a different G.I. Joe movie. Because the movie site that I go to, Birth Movies Dev, talked about it because apparently there's a G.I. Joe in there named Chuckles, so they had a fun laugh at that. But apparently there is a different G.I. Joe movie coming out that's not Snake Eyes. Don't know when exactly, but it will be coming out.
Oh, excuse me.
Hold on.
That's
See if I can
something,
find
I
it.
guess. The first two were bad.
I didn't mind the first one, but I don't even remember watching the second one. But the first one, I mean, it was fine. Channing Tatum was great in it. He was probably the best part of it. But
Yeah, I mean, having Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Cobra Commander was kind of cool.
yeah, that was nice to see that. And then they had fucking the one guy as what was it, Baron Mondo or whatever. What was the character's name? I don't know, the Scottish dude. Oh God, what was his name?
I didn't know that Channing Tatum was also in the first movie.
Yeah, Channing Tatum was in the first movie.
I thought it
he was like the main
else,
dude in the first movie. He's like
I thought they
he's like barely in the
recasted
second.
him.
No, he's
Okay.
barely in the second movie. Here's that other G.I. Joe link down there at the
Fuck.
bottom. The guy that chuckles. I don't know who's doing it. Oh, it's Brad Bird's. So, Brad Bird's writing it at least, so that's good.
That's a weird choice for a G.I. Joe movie.
Or not Brad Bird. Hold on, sorry. The people who wrote Brad Bird's Mission Impossible movie are writing the G.I. Joe movie.
Okay, gotcha.
So-
That's a good choice.
Yeah,
That changes that. That automatically flip
Yeah.
flops. That's a better choice.
yeah.
See, I'm not a G.I. Joe guy, so I don't.
I didn't mind them as
know.
much as kids. I had the cool little, like, you know, small figurines when I was a kid, but that was about as much as I, like, got into it, really.
Yeah, I don't know much about any of these characters. I'd never really read it because it's kind of before my time.
Yeah, I mean, the only ones I really know was, like,
because obviously GI Joe is the same era as Transformers, where it's kind of like it's a little bit before me.
Yeah.
And there was never really GI Joe kind of died out in the '80s and never kind of really got back.
Yeah.
Whereas Transformers had obviously had like 5 other shows across the past 20 years that anyone can watch. Yeah. Whether it's like, Beast Wars or, the anime ones, like War for Cybertron, all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Whereas G.I. Joe had a couple shows, but never really, like, landed.
Right, yeah.
That's interesting. All right, well, good for that guy, I guess.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
What's this, I want to talk about Robocop.
Oh, yeah. I figured I put this in there specifically for you, because I knew you'd want to talk about it. I also didn't know that this was a thing, so... Or if I did know, I'd forgotten it. But so Neil Blomkamp is no longer directing RoboCop, so he seems to have a terrible curse of being tasked with directing new sequels to movies and then immediately getting kicked off of those movies. Because he did this with Alien, and now he's doing it with RoboCop 2, which kind of blows. Because I don't mind him as a director.
When he was initially attached to do this, we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
In passing, and because this RoboCop Returns it's supposed to be a direct sequel to RoboCop 1, I believe. Yeah. So 2 and 3 are being removed from canon. Mm-hmm. And the last RoboCop that had the guy from The Killing in it.
Yeah, was also going to be.
Obviously that's a whole different reboot. It's supposed to be a sequel to RoboCop 1, I believe.
It's not going to be the same RoboCop.
My memory serves me right. It has to be.
I guess. He's going to be like super
baby.
Fucking old though, right?
I mean, you mean the same? They're going to pick the same actor? No, it has to be someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably the same character, but it's someone else. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Since they haven't really said anything. I remember vaguely them saying that it's supposed to be a sequel to RoboCop 1.
Yeah.
I really don't think... And when RoboCop 2 and 3 are great movies, mm-hmm. but they suffer from the same problem that like Ghostbusters 2 has, I think, in a lot of fans' minds, where like RoboCop 1 is like the movie. 2 is the same... 2 is good. It's not as good because there's a different director. Right. And RoboCop 3 is just not good at all.
Right.
Even though I really love it. Because it's different. It's a different staff, actor, and all kind of stuff. But having...
RoboCop 3 was like more of like a kid's movie, right? Or it was like aimed more towards like a younger audience?
They're all pretty campy, whatever. Yeah. But I feel like RoboCop 1 really, like Paul Verhoeven really nailed the... capitalism, corporation critiquing with advertising and the science fiction with the man versus the machine and what makes us human, all this stuff. Whereas like 2 and 3 really tried to do that, but they really couldn't nail it because the scripts weren't for that. Like they didn't write the scripts with that in mind.
Right.
So when Neil Blomkamp was attached to do RoboCop Returns, I was interested because the guy... Again, we talk about Neil Blomkamp 1,000 times on this podcast because he's the most interesting, and tell me if I'm wrong if you don't agree with me. Neil Blomkamp is the most interesting what-if guy.
Yeah.
He's literally like, because he hit the nail so hard on the head with District 9, but people say that it wasn't him. People say that it wasn't actually him, it was actually Peter Jackson. Mm-hmm. So like, because Peter Jackson was working the movie, and then I guess he gave it up and Neil Blomkamp finished it off. From what I understand. So some people say that Neil Blomkamp doesn't really have that talent, whereas maybe he does. Because his movies after that were never as good. Elysium's not good. Chappie's not good.
Yeah. He hasn't done a movie since Chappie, right?
Yeah, and people have said, okay, well, maybe he needs to be the guy who can pick up a franchise and work with already created characters. Okay, so... When he was slated to do Alien, you and I got excited because the art looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe the storyline would be kind of good.
And all that shit.
Right. So him maybe coming to RoboCop, it made sense to me because District 9 has a lot of the same elemental feels that RoboCop should have.
Right.
But at the same time, it was still a what if. It's very much the same thing. I saw a documentary talking about Star Wars and George Lucas, and I'm pretty sure it was Francis Ford Coppola. I don't remember because they were like really good friends.
Right.
Where I'm pretty sure Coppola said in an interview that George is the biggest what if director in the history of cinema because he was so talented, so driven, so a great story creator. It had a lot of vision, but he got latched on to Star Wars and just stayed there for his whole career. Right. Could you imagine if he moved on? He made Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, and then went and became Spielberg. Like, what else could he have done besides just Star Wars and make Indiana Jones? Like, he could have been, like, you know, a legendary in a different sense, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a big what if. So Blomkamp, to me, is always a what if kind of guy. And him leaving the movie, I mean, I can't say I'm excited or not excited or happy or not happy because the dude has a bad track record as it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But it depends on who they fill in, who they get next. You know, who they get next for him.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's all up in the air right now. So I don't know. I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, it's hard to be like sad about it because really you hadn't heard anything about it even except for the fact that he was attached to direct it, which apparently, according to the reason why he's not directing it anymore is because he hadn't even started on it because he's doing a different movie right now, and apparently I think it's Universal, whoever, like, apparently can't fucking wait to get their hands on a new Robocop, so...
Yeah.
Which I don't know why, it's not like anybody's, like, hankering for a Robocop sequel, so I don't understand why they can't, like...
The people who like Robocop are fucking old.
Yeah.
You know, because the last Robocop that came out Sucked. It sucked. It was not good.
Yeah.
I hated it. I think a lot of fans of RoboCop didn't like it. Mm-hmm. It has a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And I like what's his name?
Yeah, I
Joel
like him
Kinnaman.
too. Yeah, I like him too.
I like Joel Kinnaman. He's a good actor. I really enjoy him in The Killing. I enjoy him in fucking what's it called?
He was in Suicide Squad. What the fuck else?
No, the Netflix show, Altered Carbon.
Oh yeah, Altered Carbon. He was great in that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Altered Carbon. He's in that new Amazon show, based on that dumb movie from like 8 years ago.
Oh yeah, Hannah. Yeah, he's in that.
Hannah. Yeah. So he's a good actor. I dig him a lot. I think he's really cool. He's friends with Will Smith.
Is he? I didn't know that.
I guess they met on what's it called and became buddies.
Okay.
They met on what's it called? Fucking
I don't know what
Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
He's done a lot of fucking work in goddamn Sweden, dude.
Huh.
His filmography is like for the first like for a long ass time it's a bunch of fucking. Oh, he played a cop. What was this?
Well, he played a cop in fucking The Killing. He was a detective. He was
Johan. Johan Falk is a Swedish film series about a fictional police officer named Johan Falk, played by Jacob Eklund.
He's in a new movie coming out too, where he's The Informer, where he plays a cop in that too. He's like an undercover cop.
Ooh.
That I actually wanted to see. It looked pretty good. It's like
that's
Mexican...
not Paul Walker.
No, it's like Mexican drug cartels or something like that, and he's a undercover whatever.
Tell me right now, God damn it! I'm posting this link in the thing. You see my links I'm sending you in the thingy?
Hold on, where's it at? Oh, wait.
Can you see the message in the chat on the website?
Oh, in the actual chat. Hold on.
Yeah, you see it. Do you see it?
Give me a sec. Oh, this one. Okay.
Tell me that's not Paul fucking Walker.
Oh, he's got the Paul Walker look for sure. He's definitely like.
That's goddamn Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Dude, it has this movie has Rosamund Pike, Common, Anna de Armas, and Clive Owen.
It's got fucking Anna de Armas, dude. Just the.
What else is he got coming up? Sound of Philadelphia. What is that?
I have no idea what that is.
That looks whatever. I want to check out these Johan Falk movies, man.
I'm down to check those out.
Okay. Well, that's cool. He was in House of Cards, apparently.
Oh yeah, he was. He played like a
When the fuck does season 2 come out of Altered Carbon?
shit. I don't know. Fucking Anthony Mackie. I feel like it comes out like probably next year or some shit like that. I bet.
Man, here's how progressive Netflix and TV are. We're gonna make the Japanese guy played by a black guy
Yeah.
because we can't give the Japanese guy
We
actual
made him played
screen
by
time
a
besides
white guy.
flashbacks.
We played him by a white guy. Now he's gonna be played by a black guy.
I get that's the story of the character. I'm just giving you a hard time because I really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I know that's how the book is.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's funny. Think it's funny. But moving on, I guess. What's next for? Can I talk about this real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Loot Crate is apparently has filed for bankruptcy.
Oh yeah. I saw
Now
that.
this is a big deal to me because one, I hate Loot Crate.
Yeah.
Two, the idea of a Loot Crate idea I like a lot, and Loot Crate's obviously one of the OGs who have done this. And now that they're losing business, apparently people have been saying that they haven't been receiving their boxes on time, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So now they got a loan to try to hold them afloat for a little bit. They've come out and said, "Hey, it's not going to affect our business currently," aka it absolutely fucking will.
Yeah. Definitely.
Loot Crate going out. Loot Crate filing for bankruptcy. It's almost like a what's the word? Like an era ending. Because back, I remember like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, like every YouTube channel,
Fucking every
sponsored.
podcast I listened to like 5 years ago was sponsored by
Loot Crate.
Yeah,
Hey, make sure you use our promo code this and this. You get 10% off your Loot Crate.
Yep.
All this bullshit. So Loot
Get your
Crate going bankrupt.
Your first box from Loot Crate for free.
Exactly right. So that's kind of an interesting, like little pop culture moment of something that's kind of going away. But that's all it was. Something like a little quick hit of that.
Yeah.
I never had Loot Crate, so I never really cared. But I'm just saying, like in terms of like,
I never had it either. I remember. Well, it was funny that you mentioned that actually because I saw that happened like I think yesterday. They filed bankruptcy or whatever, and I saw some YouTube video of some guy from a couple months ago. He was like doing like basically why subscription boxes were horrible, and he was like going through all the different like Loot Crate loot boxes and like all the awful shit that's in them, and then like. He was like, apparently the Loot Crate also does like they actually just like send some boxes to like stores and you can buy like a store bought like Loot Crate and it's it's more focused. It's like more like focused type of stuff and those look kind of cool. Like they had like PlayStation ones and like a Super Nintendo one and shit like that. And so I don't know. It's like it's an interesting just culture that was Loot Crate and all the different shit that like popped out of that and like basically Loot Crate was like the one that like started the whole like subscription box movement. So
I know I had Pro Wrestle Crate for a month and I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It just costs a lot of money. That's all.
Well, that's the other thing is like some of those crates are like fucking like $50 a month or something like that.
Yeah, and to that point it's kind of like I got static coming in.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you can hear it, but I hear it at my end.
Sorry, it might have been when I dropped my mic, but we should be good now.
You're good. I still hear it a little bit, but it's all solid. Well, we can go ahead and move into the next thing if you want to.
There's really only two other things that I really want to talk about, which was, first of all, I didn't watch this movie, but the guy who made Crawl, which was the alligator horror movie, which I kind of want to see because it's got pretty decent reviews. But he's making a new movie that is an interactive haunted house movie that I think sounds really fucking stupid.
Well, anything interactive sounds wrong already.
Yeah. Well, the problem with it is, like, this is going to be a movie that's shown in theaters, so you're going to have a bunch of fucking idiots who already make me mad because they won't shut the fuck up and they crackle all of their popcorn and their keys and all their other fucking bullshit while I'm trying to watch my movie. You're going to have them on their phones during the whole movie. And then you're also going to base this on a democracy of majority rules of what the character does. Which is going to be really fucking stupid because you're going to have some idiot in the theater or some idiot group of kids that like makes the character do all the fucking like dumbass shit and you're going to get an awful fucking ending. It's going to be terrible. So, I don't know.
Well, I'm not checking that out.
Yeah. It was, I just felt like bringing it up because I saw it I saw it come down yesterday. I looked over at my buddy who I see all my movies with, and I was like, this is a worse version of Netflix's Bandersnatch, which I like Bandersnatch a lot. I don't know if I talked about Bandersnatch with you. I don't know if we were back to doing the podcast. But
I think you might have mentioned it, but I don't remember what you said about it.
yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's a fun concept, especially the whole thing of Netflix, if you doing it by yourself, I think works better for like a choose your own adventure type of thing. I think doing it in a movie theater is literally the worst mistake you could make because you don't know who's going to be in the movie theater with you, and a lot of fucking stupid people show up to movies, so...
Obviously, if you watch movies in certain different climate areas, you're going to get different responses.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I don't have anything else on news docket. If you have what?
There's not really anything else. I mean, there's Bong Joon-ho's next film. His trailer released that it was already at Fantasia Fest or something like that. It looks cool, but it looks like the same stuff that was like in most of his movies. It's like class warfare type of shit. But I don't know. It looked interesting to me, but.
What? Breaking news.
Oh, what
Breaking
happened?
News alert.
Tell me.
It's not really serious, but breaking news.
Tell me what happened.
This is from Collider.com. Mortal Kombat reboot taps Power Rangers actor Ludi Lin to play Liu Kang.
Oh my
Ludi
god.
Lin was the Black Ranger in the Power Rangers movie.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god.
That's him. He's playing Liu Kang.
Fuck yeah,
in
dude.
apparently upcoming movie. Now that leads me to ask you this follow-up question to this.
I do want to
announcement.
see the Mortal Kombat movie. You're right. Yes, I do want to see this movie.
Why?
I like Mortal Kombat, and I just like it's clear very much with like Mortal Kombat 11 that like the people who are making Mortal Kombat really like the old Mortal Kombat movie, and that movie's like a cult classic. It's got some great lines in it. You got fucking Shang Tsung pointing at the guy and saying "Your soul is mine," which is like a great fucking line. I don't know. It just looks like fun. Mortal Kombat's a fun series. I think it lends itself to a movie really well. I mean, one of the fighters is like a fucking B action movie star, so I'm interested to see what like all the crazy fucking shit you can do with it.
I really don't. Let me say this in a polite way, okay? Let me say this in a really polite, respectful way of fans of Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm. Who fucking gives a shit? Mortal Kombat sucks. The game is fun, but the story is trash garbage. The first movie is perfectly fine for what a Mortal Kombat movie would have been in 1994 or whatever the fuck it came out. I get it. There's some fun shit in that. Yeah. But we have to really do this again. The TV show on YouTube, whatever, like 8 years ago, wasn't bad. It was pretty good. The TV show, Mortal Kombat Legacy, or whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah.
I would much rather see, like, if we're gonna make a movie. First off, let's make a new rule here. No more fighting game based movies.
Yeah, they don't usually end up too well.
They don't work well. Now, if you're gonna do one, okay, well let's just go ahead and try Tekken next. Let's try Tekken. Let's try King of Fighters. Let's try something else. Because Street Fighter 1 didn't work out very well.
Wasn't there already a King of Fighters
movie? There is a KOF movie, and it sucks.
I know there's a Dead or Alive movie, and that movie blows too.
Well, no, the KOF movie it's very bad. It is very bad. I watched it like years ago when it came out, and it's terrible. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But it's not as bad as...
That Dead or Alive movie is bad.
I don't think I've seen the DOA movie, but I definitely remember watching Legend of Chun-Li.
Oh, that movie was bad too.
And that movie sucked.
That movie came in a time where it was like, it didn't even make any sense why it came out. I don't know, it was very strange.
Dude, it has a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Oh, that's high. Oh, that's lower than DOA.
Here's the thing,
that's
dude.
Surprising.
I had a huge crush on Kristen Kirk because she played Lana in Smallville. So I was like super into her for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. But then, this ain't no. Yeah. Lunges and Chun-Li that's sad. Oh, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Oh, whoa. I had no idea that Kristen Kirk was also part of the whole sex cult thing.
Wait, who?
The Allison, remember we talked about Allison Mack, who played the character in Smallville, is like
She was
going to
part of
jail because she was like, she was part of the sex cult. Well, apparently Kristen Kirk was also part of it. She said here on Wikipedia that
Damn.
she denied it. She was part of it, but then she left before. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Yeah, sure.
That's
Sure
fucking
you did.
insane, man. This is
Wow.
insane.
Damn.
I need a movie based on this fucking cult.
Yeah. That'd be great. I'd love a movie based on that.
She was charged with recruiting women into DOS or the Vow, a sex cult propagated by... Well, how's it pronounced?
Nexium.
That's a cool ass name, dude.
I know, it's a sweet ass name, dude.
What's that stand for? Do you know?
I don't know. It was some sort of new age,
Nexium.
like, business
That's a
bullshit.
sick name.
Yeah.
But it's also based on, like, fucking... What's it called? Hold on. Hold on.
Tell me. They cast their Sub-Zero, too, not that long ago. I can't remember who the hell it was. Oh, it's the dude from The Raid, Joe Taslim. Also from, what is it? Long Day's Night, or whatever? What the fuck was that? He's Sub-Zero.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're thinking of not Hold the Night, but fucking
The Night
Darkest
Comes for
Night
Us,
becomes
that's what it
before
is.
dawn.
Yeah.
Night comes for us. There you go.
The day is darkest
Night comes
before
for
the
us.
dawn.
Is that a fucking quote from fucking Dark Knight?
That sounds like it.
Isn't that a
Hold
Harvey
on.
Dent quote from Dark Knight?
The day is darkest just
Isn't that
before
from
the
his
dawn.
speech? Isn't that his speech when he won to become DA?
Hold on. Oh no, this is from like an actual like fucking like book. Jesus. The night is darkest just before the dawn. That's the Harvey Dent quote. That was right before he said that he was Batman. He says that and he's
Yeah.
like, and I am Batman.
Oh man, we were all Batman.
Wow.
When you look back on that movie, do you look back on that movie with fond memories, or do you think that movie's overrated?
Which movie? Dark Knight?
Dark Knight.
I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's like the greatest movie ever made that a lot of people think that it is, but I think it's a fine movie.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, man, on a completely unrelated note.
Tell me.
There's a lot of news I've been following, and I've never been a guy to follow this before, but I'm following it now a lot. I'm getting really into esports.
I've only ever followed the FGC esports, so I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience in that realm outside of fighting games.
Right. Same thing with me, pretty much. I don't really follow the teams right now. I'm still kind of new to the whole... I know this weekend's a Call of Duty Championship going on.
The only one I ever checked out besides that was the Overwatch esports. I checked out that a little bit. That's about it.
Right. And obviously, I mentioned last time we talked about this stuff, was like I was a huge fan of MLG when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I'm asking because I want to talk to you about Twitch.
Okay.
Twitch.tv.
Yeah.
And how Ninja left last week, 2 weeks ago,
Right.
to go
Yeah, I
to the
remember that.
rival over at Microsoft, Mixer. Well, recently, I'm not sure if you saw this in any of your internet viewing or whatever, that apparently Twitch has gone and they removed Ninja's partnership with them, aka the subscribe button to give him money through Twitch is no longer there on his page.
Right.
But then also, while his page has been unactive because he's been streaming on Mixer, they've been using his page to host other streamers, which has never happened before. No one ever does that. They don't do that for other people. Other people who have left Twitch to Mixer to other places, they don't do that with their pages. And then they had at the bottom of the page with Ninja's page, they put like, "Hey, the person who you're looking for is not here anymore, and here are some popular streams that you might like." And the top most rated one was for like 2 hours on one day was like hardcore porn.
Jesus.
So they're like, Twitch is is Twitch trying to ruin Ninja's brand?
Yeah.
Because he's a kid kind of guy. Like his kids like him a lot. So like, it goes back to this like vindictive little interesting thing that I never thought I would give a shit about, because I have watched probably cumulatively like 2 hours of Twitch live. I just don't watch. Even when it comes to FGC stuff, I watch it on VOD. I don't watch it on live.
Yeah, I don't
even
know.
when I
It's
watch
hard.
Doctor Disrespect, I watch it on edited video.
Yeah, that's mostly when I watch most of people, because I mean it's like one of the main people is like I watch I watch Zilbrad. He does a lot of like Apex and he used to do a lot of like Overwatch stuff, and now it's even Max, like most of his time most of his videos are just his Twitch streams that are cut into videos for YouTube.
Exactly. But to me, I've never thought I'd be interested in seeing like this constant back and forth and shift, because with YouTube slowly dying in terms of game content and like pop culture content, Twitch has become obviously the number one thing to go to. But then people on Twitch don't use Twitch to host their videos; they use YouTube, and then now people are jumping ship. So it's an interesting pop culture for game content, because everything's kind of like in this weird influx of change, because YouTube fucks people over, Twitch is fucking people over. Right. Like, where do you go next? What happens next? What's gonna be the big move? And it's interesting, even though I don't give a fuck about live streaming. I've never done it before. Obviously, and for us in podcasting is still like a massive level of everyone has a podcast. Even though I've been podcasting for fucking since I was 14. Yeah. And we've been doing a podcast for like 5 years. So it's crazy to me to think that, like, because Ninja's the number one Twitch guy, and now he's like, bye. So the number he must have got was like, the offer he got from Microsoft must have been like
huge,
insane.
Dude. Yeah,
insane. So that's kind of what my free time has been watching a lot of Dr. Disrespect compilation videos, and like just kind of keeping up to date with some of this Twitch drama, because there's a lot of Twitch drama, man. I didn't know it was this big.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a whole ton of like.
A lot of
There's
stuff.
a guy on
with,
YouTube
like,
I've been watching.
Stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of stuff with like, I mean, there was something where it was like Twitch or Mixer, maybe there was like somebody. It was like a recent controversy that I saw maybe a couple of weeks ago. It was like something to do with like female streamers, because a big problem is that a lot of people are like they're too sexualized or something like that.
Yeah,
and
titty streamers.
Yeah, they're titty streamers, and so there was some place that had like they had like guidelines out that you have to do like certain things if you're a female, so that you can't be like over sexualized or something. I don't remember if it was Twitch or somewhere else, but then a bunch of female streamers are like going off. I think I saw it because Meg Turney was doing something about it, because she's one of the ones that I would consider to be a titty streamer, even though I bet she doesn't see herself that way. She fucking is. But
I feel like a lot of there's hypocrisy in this, where there's a YouTube guy I watch named It's a Gundam. Mm-hmm. It's his YouTube channel, and he posts a lot of really good videos explaining like Twitch and YouTube drama stuff from a perspective that's kind of like what we would look at, how we would look at stuff.
Right.
And there's a lot of Twitch videos where he's like, hey, you have these titty streamers who are out here like, throwing their cats around, like literally throwing their cat in the air, or like boob shots or nip slips or vagina slips or whatever, and no one gets banned, no one gets in trouble, but then you have one guy will say something and he gets his whole channel removed. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing of like an ecosystem ran by a company who has so very short-sighted, and it's promoting like, which is fine, it's their company, their business, whatever, but it's just interesting to see. And I would absolutely agree with you. Meg Turney is like completely a titty streamer, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Make your money. Who cares?
For me, it's just like, get your fucking money, dude. Like, however you got to do it. I mean, you got a nice body and you're willing to do that, then yeah, fucking do it. So
who cares? It's your life. Live your money or make your money. Who fucking cares? But let's not pretend like there's an issue. You have an issue of why. Who's paying you cash when they look at your stream? Yeah. It's like, we know people are going to your stream for a reason. Just not pretend like you're like, what's the word? Fucking
better than
anything more to them besides a titty streamer. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being a boob streamer. That's perfectly fucking fine. But let's not pretend like, you look at like Meg Turney's like her Instagram right now. I'm looking through it. It's literally all just half naked pictures of herself.
I mean, it's like ever since she's left, even when she was at Rooster Teeth, but it's ever since she's left. Yeah, it's just all just like, super sexualized shit. I mean, she's like a hot cosplayer, and she uses her body, and it's fine. It's what she does, and it's how she makes money. So.
But if you go to like her other old source fed people like Trisha Hirschberger, there's like nothing, dude. Her Instagram account is just like her like, and there's a couple like booby things, but nothing serious.
Yeah.
It's just pictures of her at work, like dressed normally, and like, again, I'm not trying to say there's a problem with that, but I'm saying like, if we're gonna pretend like you're not what you actually are, I think that's kind of stupid because there are streamers on Twitch who make, like Alinity is a big streamer who makes a ton of money because she's a boob streamer, and that's perfectly fine. But then she goes and acts like, I'm tired of guys coming on my stream, like, you know, and being weird. Well, because your whole point of your channel is that you're being fucking over sexualized. So don't maybe put a sweater on, and maybe people will like not donate money to you who want to see more of your boobs.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a weird rabbit hole that we're talking down.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird for me because it's like, yeah, I mean, I just don't do too much of the Twitch streaming and stuff like that. But my brother Lucas, it's like every time I've visited for like the past like year, it's like that's all he fucking does is he fucking watches Fortnite streamers and he watches Smite streamers and he watches streamers like all the time. So I don't know. Who's
his top streamer? Does he have one?
I don't know if he has one. I mean, I think he does. I mean, I know he watches like Dr. Disrespect and he watches a couple other people. Well, I mean, he's watched. I see him watching a different person every time, but the only one that I recognize was like, oh, that's Dr. Disrespect. I mean, other than that, I'm just like, oh, it's another like Fortnite streamer or some shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't watch Ninja because I talked to him about that, and he like hates Ninja. So I was like, yeah, okay, well at least we can agree on that. Ninja's like kind of annoying because he's a kid personality. I don't like people who are kid personalities. So.
Yeah, I don't like Ninja. I really enjoy Shroud. He's really great. Obviously, Dr. Disrespect is like, the fucking best. But guys, Zach, is there anything else you want to talk about before we go ahead and call the episode?
No, I think that's it for the most part. I think we got a good eclectic series of topics going on.
Cool. Sick and rad.
Yes.
Guys,
nice.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for checking out the podcast on our YouTube page, Spotify, all these places. We're going to be having to put all these things back on our new thingamajiggies because, you know, of the new website that we're using.
Right.
So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be trying getting them back on Stitcher and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, most likely not on iTunes because fuck iTunes.
Yeah.
iTunes but we'll see.
Too much.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
No video, but thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching our blank screens.
Well, I put a picture there.
Oh, no, yeah. No, you will. You're the best, man. I know you will.
Man, guys, we'll see you next week for more License to View.
See you guys.